At this time, we ask everyone to stand. All gentlemen, please remove your hats for the playing of the national anthem. All right, once again, welcome to the ECBL Sunday Showcase to the Florence Wildcats and your Carolina Thunder. Tonight's starting lineup is being brought to you by Elite Entertainment. And now, the starting lineup is first for the Florence Wildcats. Number 21, Rand James. Number 30, Nathaniel Thomas. Number 17, Mish Inaga. Number 6, Jay Anderson. And number 23, Travis Metric. Once again, that's the starting lineup for the Florence Wildcats. And now, starting lineup for your Carolina Thunder. Number 22, DJ Mason. Number 2, Jarvis Williams. Number 23, Quincy Washington.
It's game time. Hope you ready. Thunder coming.
Number 10, James Richardson.
Championship, what we want, that's what we gonna do. Who will stop us? Just one.
And rounding up the starting lineup, number 6, Kendrick Whittington.
Who in the way, it don't matter, cause they all fool. Championship, what we want, that's what we gonna do.
Thunder fans, you're in the building, make some noise. Wildcat fans, make some noise. This is supposed to be a rivalry game. It's the Sunday Showcase shutdown right here. Just a reminder, this game is in stream live. We're gonna try to keep it clean. No cussing. No acting up.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Lotta, South Carolina. I am Marcus Shockley here with the ECBL broadcast, coming to you live from South Carolina. And I don't mind telling you that today's game is absolutely one of my favorites in the ECBL. Florence versus the Carolina Thunder. Now, Carolina Thunder is actually the home team, and they're wearing the Lightning red and black jerseys, and the Florence Wildcats are in the road blues. So now I will be honest with you, this is a very yellow gym. The lighting in here, this is an old school gym. I love this type of gym, but I have to apologize that we will do our best to adjust the lighting on the screen as we can, but unfortunately sometimes these old gyms play havoc with us. So we'll do our best, and hopefully you guys can keep up and enjoy it as much as we will. Tip is underway right away. The Wildcats get the ball deep. Outside shot, no good. Rimmed out. Thunder with it.
Rebound chase down by Richardson. Layup. It's good. It's Thunder strike first.
Thunder with the first basket. Quincy Washington, one of the top scorers for the Thunder, with the first bucket. 2-0 now in favor of the Thunder. And believe me when I tell you, this is a rivalry game. These teams are not that far apart. Last year, I believe the Thunder played in Hartsville, which is even closer to Florence, almost next door to Florence. And we broadcast the rivalry game last year between the Wildcats and the Thunder in Florence. Thunder to inbound, 11:14 left on the clock.
Behind the back, loses the handle. Pass break. Good deep by Thunder.
That's going to stay with the Wildcats.
Ball remaining to the Wildcats.
Got a little bit of a late start here. Had some referees showing up. Not too bad, though. Deep outside shot contested. Rims out. It's a track down by number 22, P.J. Mason. And Mason drops the three. Early lead here for the Thunder, 5-0 now. Under 11 to play here in the first quarter. 24-second shot clock. Although, unfortunately, I cannot see the shot clock from where I'm sitting, so I do apologize. Battle inside, up over the top. No good. Rebounded again by P.J. Mason. Second rebound of the game.
Oh, good pass inside the
Williamson with the bucket. For Jarvis Williams, I believe. Sorry, Whittington, according to the roster. So the DJ messed me up there. And that's going to turn over to the Thunder. Early 7-0 lead here on their home court in Lotta, South Carolina. A lot of people who are basketball fans from the area will know that Lotta, South Carolina is the hometown of NBA player and former UNC star Raymond Felton. Battle inside the Thunder. Putback is good. Just like that, the Thunder have a 9-0 lead, and the Wildcats want to talk it over. So once again, you're watching the ECBL here on netcastsports.com. I am Marcus Shockley. Lots of ECBL action today. Right now, the Carolina Thunder come in undefeated on the season, 4-0. Florence hasn't started off as strong as they would have liked, 1-3 so far early in the season. Hoping to get a win today over their conference rivals here in Lotta. We're going to step away for just a moment. We'll be back after this break. Back underway here. Wildcats, unforced turnover there. Looked like it bounced off the hands of Randall James. Deep outside shot.
No good.
Battled around.
It's no good.
It looked like James came back down with it. James was the first guy in the building for the Wildcats today when I got here. It was an empty gym. And then James was the first guy to show up, putting up shots. So getting that early warm-up. And there it paid off for him. Gets a deep outside three. So Randall James gets Florence on the board. Actually, they're going to give a bucket to give him a 2.
Shot clock violation.
Unfortunately, a shot clock violation for the Thunder. So that timeout has paid off quickly. That 3-ball no good. Rebounded by the Thunder. They're going to push it.
Push up the court, pull up jump shot. Downtown 3. The rebound, the kick out, and semi-dunk by James Richardson. Straight down to the basket, shot no good. Rebound by the Thunder. Another pull-up 3. This was home. That's another 3. Wow, too strong to follow up.
So big early lead here for the Thunder, 21-6 now. And Wildcats just not able to get anything to drop at all. So right now, Wildcats just looking for something to go their way, something to get working. 21-6 in favor of the Florence Wildcats. Other action today around the ECBL. The Wolves are traveling just down the road. The Winston-Salem Wolves traveling down the road to take on the Carolina Crusaders in Columbia. Wildcats. A lot of action in South Carolina today. Right on the baseline. Wildcats able to keep it in bounds over the top. Just there seems to be a lid on the rim right now for them. They just cannot get anything to go. Double team in the corner, ball knocked out of bounds, and that's going to stay with the Thunder. So 5:42 left on the clock. We got a media timeout on the floor. I'm going to give you guys some quick updates around the league. I just received word that the Wolves have defeated the Carolina Crusaders out of Columbia, 110-97. That moves the Wolves to 6-0 on the season. And that drops the Crusaders to 2-3 on the season. Tough start for them. The North Carolina Coyotes out of Durham have won 3 in a row. They're 3-2 after their win yesterday. And the Rowan County Bulls got their first win on the season. One, and they've moved to 1-3, and they defeated the Hampton Roads Warriors out of the Northwest Conference, Northwest Division, same conference, and that was Hampton Roads' first loss. Tough loss for Hampton on the road. Petersburg fell to the Primetime Players. No, I'm sorry, Petersburg did not play the Primetime Players. Primetime played Augusta. But the important thing is Primetime won. They moved on to 5-0 on the year as well. So 5:34 left in this one, or in the first period.
Long range. 3-pointer by Rand James.
So you got to think that seeing the ball go through the hoop for the Wildcats there has got to make them feel better. 21-9, a deep three. You know, sometimes a lot of coaches that look close to a walk, but so close. He went in between two players. Looked like it was well defended. Unable to finish inside for number 23, Travis Veteran.
Spin move, jump shot.
Spin move no good for Kedrick Whittington. Florence driving. Tough defense inside for the Thunder. Deep outside shot rattles out. They're just a little in the rim. Other than that one three-pointer earlier in the game. Earlier in this period. They just haven't had any success outside. Stop, move, 1-on-2, break, nice floater. Finish inside for Travis Betron of the Florence. 21-11 now. They cut the lead to 10. 4:04 on the clock. First period here in Lada, South Carolina. Ball knocked away, picked off there by Betron. He's going to keep it, bring it up. Kick to the outside, deep shot. Drained. Drained by Randall James. That cuts the lead to 7 now. Wildcats now trying to mount a comeback early. A lot of time left in this, not only in the game, but in this period. Floater, no good. One-armed it. Inside, tough. Over the top, no good. Just too many rebounds. Nobody could stop. Number 22, P.J. Mason. I think I've missed one of his rebounds, but unofficially I've got him with 3 rebounds already in the quarter. Deep outside shot. That one no good. Hits the top of the rim. Not technically out of bounds, but rebounded by the Thunder. They've got a chance to continue to build their lead now, up 23-14. Veteran up, and he's going to draw the foul right across the arm, and that's going to send Veteran to the line. Travis Veteran. Veteran started the game. Didn't really hear his name much until the last few minutes. He's really come on now. Demetrius Richardson comes in for the Carolina Thunder. And I think that's going to send Kedrick Whittington to the bench. Second try by Veteran is good. Drained by the Thunder, and the Thunder are really finding a lot of things working for them inside. Still up by 9 early here. Kick to the outside. Veteran. Thunder falling back into a bit of a matchup zone. Deep outside shot, rimmed out. Chased down by the Thunder, definitely getting to a lot of those rebounds early, and that's paying out for them. Up by 9, looking to increase that lead. Deep outside shot, no good. It's Alex Brown with that last shot. Here's the Wildcats. Once again with a chance to cut into the lead. Ball knocked out of bounds. And over in my direction. Carolina looking to keep their winning ways. 4-0, and they're on top of their division. And, you know, one of the things about the ECBL, your conference wins count towards your playoff record. Obviously, your division wins are part of that. And you want to win your division as well. Nice little one-arm floater inside. Veteran with the bucket. Cuts the lead to 25-18. Back within 7 now to Florence. Under 2 minutes to play here in the first. Kick outside, deep shot. Wildcats jump to the corner, thought better of it. Covered up inside. Can he get loose? Up, and he's going to get the foul call. Tough play by Travis Veteran. He's come alive here in the second half of this period. 1:25 left on the clock. And that foul's going to go against Alex Brown. P.J. Mason going to the bench, as well as Quincy Washington, I believe. That's going to bring, well, I'm not sure who came in. I thought it was Alex Brown, but he just got the foul call, so he was already in. Steal by the Wildcats. Had a chance to break, lost it by trying to go behind his back. Still looks like he's going to pull it up. 3 rims out, no good. Drive, kick outside. Betron puts it on the floor, winding through traffic. Slips out of his hand, stolen by the Thunder. Thunder pushing it ahead. They don't really have numbers, but they have space. And just like that, he bangs it down. Number 10, James Richardson with the bucket. The nice little mid-range floater to push it back out to 6. And we're at 54 seconds on the clock now. That shot partially blocked. I think he got it off anyway. Rebounded by Veteran outside. Left all alone, but wasn't able to make them pay. Here's the break. Richardson up and scoop shot by Demetrius Richardson. So James Richardson pushed the ball, found Demetrius Richardson, and he got the assist. So one Richardson with the assist, one with the bucket. 19 seconds left here in the period. Ball knocked around. Wildcats were still, and that's going to be out of bounds on the baseline there. As number 34, Brandon Page, stepped on the line when trying to get that rebound. It's one of those unfortunate things where you're just trying to hustle, get to the play, and, foot's on the line. There's a run out, and Richardson with the bucket to close it out. And that's going to be 29-21 now at the end of the first here in Latta, South Carolina. You're watching the ECBL here on Netcast Sports. I am Marcus Chocolate. Be sure to follow us on Netcast Sports at Netcast Sports on Twitter, as well as Netcast Sports on Instagram. We'll be back in just a moment. So we're back here for the second period. And right away, the Thunder pick up right where they left off. Now up 33-21, 12-point lead. Thunder really looking to continue their strong start to the beginning of this season. Nice block from behind by, it looked like Demarius Robinson. feet inside, just willing that ball in the hoop. Demetrius Richardson. And the Thunder now up 35-21 early here in the second. Deep outside shot, no good. Now, I will point out, you may not be able to see it on camera, but there is a NBA three-point line here in the gym. Wildcats trying to move the ball around. Deep outside shot drained, and that was absolutely from behind the three-point line. The NBA three-point line by Demarius Robinson. And that NBA three-point line is something that has been added to the ECBL in certain gyms this year. So that can be a little bit disruptive for teams who don't play with it week after week. Florence playing their home games in Pearl Moore Gymnasium, a beautiful facility down in Florence, South Carolina. I don't know if they actually have an NBA line. Another bucket there by James Richardson. Really making use of that mid-range. James Richardson's a guy that I saw last year as well with the Thunder. Really like his game. He's got a bit of a Russell Westbrook in his approach in the sense of he's just got a dynamic, strong attacking style on offense. He can really burn you. He can put up buckets in a hurry. Really like a lot of aspects of Richardson's game. So we're at a break here. 10:24 left here in the second. 40-21 in favor of the Thunder here in Latta, South Carolina. I am Marcus Shockley with Netcast Sports. We're going to step away for just a moment. We'll be right back. Back in action here in Latta, South Carolina. Almost stolen on the outside. Finds Betron here in the corner, but closed out on him. Ball knocked around, ends up back with the Thunder. Here's Richardson's on the move. Richardson up and no good. Ball knocked around, finally corralled by the Thunder, and they're going to make them pay again. 35. Demarius Robinson with his second three. And he looked at the bench, and I believe he told him it was too easy. Demarius Robinson making light work of that NBA three-point line. And that shot by Randall James is a two, and that explains earlier why I was confused about the 2 versus 3. I forgot that they had that white NBA three-point line in this gym. I was going off of that high school three-point line, so that's my mistake. Shot is good, and the Wildcats desperately need some points. Here's Richardson once again bringing the ball up. Richardson's probably more of a combo guard, shooting guard, as opposed to a pure point guard, but he's definitely a player that you can't just slack off of and sag back in the defense. And there's a nice, powerful inside move by Demetrius Richardson. Unofficially, I have him down for 6 on the day. Man, the Wildcats desperately needed that bucket, but number 35, Brandon McQueen, because don't look now, but the Thunder still, even after that bucket, have a 17-point lead, and it can quickly get out of hand. Now, let's talk about this a little bit, because this is actually the pro game with a 24-second shot clock. And I've just realized some of the guys from the Wildcats have pointed out to me where the shot clock is, so I appreciate that. Love coming down to both of these teams' facilities. I'm a huge fan of both of these teams. I like the way they run their teams. Everybody, the staff of both teams have always been extremely easy to work with and professional. And I actually think that a lot of people in North Carolina, I'm based in North Carolina, but I think a lot of people in North Carolina overlook the great basketball that's played down here in South Carolina, even at the grassroots level and at the pro-am and minor league level. Nice move inside. Did everything but get that shot to go down. Rebound, powerful. That's going to be a hard foul. That's going to send number 17, Michael Inanga to the line. He's looking at his elbow. He's wearing a protective sleeve and still looking like he might have taken some bruises. That was a hard foul. He was lucky to walk away completely unscathed or relatively unscathed. He's going to have a chance here at the line to make them pay with the clock stopped. First shot by Ananga is good. Be sure to tune in to Netcast Sports later in the year. Just in April, we broadcast the Portsmouth Invitational as well. More ECBL action coming to you just next week. Second shot by Ananga is up and good. Providing some much-needed offense for Florence if they want to stay within striking distance in this one.
Rebound by the Thunder. Shot is up. Almost gets it to go down. It'll be 2 shots for Washington.
Run out by Ananga, and they did not call a foul, shockingly. And that's my opinion. I realize I'm not trying. I don't want to be biased. I love both of these teams. I'm not not a homer on any stretch because, as I said, I'm based in North Carolina, so I hope it doesn't feel that way whenever I might make a call about referee. That looked to me like a clear foul. Caught him over the top of the head. But Veteran on the outside, and he drained the three from the short corner, as we like to call it. So despite trailing for pretty much for the entirety of this first half, Veteran has been one of the bright spots for him. Steal. Wildcats. He picked up his dribble too soon. Got it up to I'm sorry, I butchered your name, Michael. Inanga. Deep shot. Left all alone. Oh, it felt like he was on an island out there. Here's Wildcats. Thunder with good spacing, but they blow it. Just as I was about to compliment how both of the wings ran to the far corners, exactly like you're supposed to do. Now that is something too to bear in mind that with this NBA three-pointer, that far corner can be a lot deeper for players than they're used to. That's not to say a lot of these guys have played professionally overseas, so it's not as though they're completely unfamiliar with something a little farther out than the college or high school line. Good defense by the Thunder, but there's a foul before that block. I believe that foul may have gone against Jarvis Williams, not sure. 49-35 now in favor of the Thunder. We have a timeout on the floor. We'll be back in just a moment. Back in action here. Free throws coming. First is good for Betron. Travis Betron. With that, now this is my unofficial count. With that second free throw, I've got him down for 10 here early in the first, or in the second period, but first half. Looked like, I don't think he was really serious about that three on that fake. Nice block by Betron. Oh, nice kickback and finish. That's the assist for Betron. Just beautiful. Got that feedback to Brandon McQueen. Sagging defense, unable to make them pay. Here's the Wildcats on the move. Driving, doesn't have numbers, flipped it back. He got out of control, and he probably had the right idea trying to find a teammate, but there was nobody there. And you could not leave him open. Number 23, Quincy Washington. He's another player that the Thunder have a few players that could just go in these hot, torridly hot shooting sprees. Deep outside shot. And I believe that was by McQueen. So McQueen's starting to heat up a little bit here. Feed inside, no good. Toughly defended. Wildcats looked like everybody was kind of standing around, and then Wildcats decided first to grab it. So I apologize. We had a little bit of audio there for a moment. A little audio problem. Feed inside, and the Wildcats have cut it to 8 now. I'm sorry, 50. I thought that they just gave that basket to the Thunder. I'll go with on the scoreboard. 56-44. 12-point lead for the Thunder. Here come the Wildcats once again. Deep outside shot. Drained it.
Here come the Wildcats.
And Randall James seems to have realized where that three-point line really is in this game, and he's making it pay for him, making it work. Nice no-look pass inside. Shot, short arm there, rebounded by Inange. Got a blocking foul on the floor here in Lada, South Carolina. You're watching ECBL on netcastsports.com. PJ Mason back in the game for the Carolina Thunder. They've seen that big 17, 18-point lead evaporate now. Only up by 7. Wildcats looking to cut into that right here, make it a 2-possession game if they can. I know it's really early to be talking about possessions, but coaches don't think it's ever too early. Deep outside shot drained by Betron. See, Betron is playing like AKA Megatron. Oh, foul. Hard foul on the outside by Betron. He got him on the 3, and that, I believe, is going to send Quincy Washington to the line. Shot coming there for Washington. Rebounded by the Wildcats. And Onge now driving under the defense, couldn't finish. Felt like he got a foul. I don't know about that one now, but wild rebound and putback. Nobody seems to want it. Scramble on the floor, and that's going to be a foul on the floor against the Florence Wildcats, and that's going to stay on that end of the floor. I don't believe that was a shooting foul. So under 2 minutes to play here in Lotta. You're enjoying your East Coast Basketball League action here on a Sunday afternoon. I encourage you guys to get out and catch one of these games. They're high level, high competition, community based, a lot of fun. East Coast Basketball League. I believe they're in their 5th year. Reigning champions, primetime players, still undefeated this season. They play just down the road in Fort Mill, South Carolina. Veteran with the look ahead. Great look ahead behind the back. Drain. That was a beautiful sequence there. The Veteran with the look ahead to Randall James, who went behind his back to free himself up for the three and then drained the three. Good hustle there by Washington to knock the ball into the hands of a teammate, and just like that, the Thunder get back up on that bucket by Kedrick Whittington. And we're in a tight game here now. Wildcats have cut it to 3. That shot rolls around antagonizingly on the rim. No good. Scoop shot. Oh, looks so pretty. P.J. Mason in mid-dribble scooped the ball, flipped it up over the defender, and his teammate just wasn't looking for it. Had no idea that magic pass was going to be coming his way. Veteran working inside, finds 2 defenders, thinks better of it, goes back outside. Ball moving around. Here's James, sizing up the defender, decides to pull up. That ball rebounded by Nathaniel Thomas III, but his shot comes up wanting, and now here's the Thunder on the move. Richardson. No call there under the basket. Either way, could have probably gone either way. And the nice little floater by number 2, Jarvis Williams. 59-54 now. 5 seconds left on the clock. Just over 1.1 left in 1 second. 1 second, 1/10 of a second left here in the second. 59-54, Thunder. Florence with the ball. I'm sorry, Thunder with the ball. That's a long second. Shot no good, and we're going to the half. 59-54, Thunder led by a lot, led the entire first and second quarter, and then just watch that lead evaporate as Florence was able to come back on them. So 59-54 is where we sit, and we're going to come back in just a few. We'll do this again right after the break. All right, guys, we're getting ready to get started here in the third. You're watching the East Coast Basketball League. Had to dive on the ball here. I fell over here in the corner. Fortunately, I have extremely good dexterity. I don't think they'll give me my assist, but I'll lobby the table about that in just a bit. Deep outside shot by Richardson, no good. The teams have switched into the floor now, obviously. Put up and good by P.J. Mason. Mason, a big body player who can really bang inside, but nimble. Started the game, number 22. Let's get your scoreboard up here, guys. 61-54 in favor of the Thunder. The Thunder have led throughout this one. But the Wildcats have done a really good job closing the gap, as you see right there. Feed inside. Another bucket for P.J. Mason. So he's starting off early here in the third with a nice couple of back-to-back buckets. Pushed that Thunder lead. Thunder ran out early. They were up by 17. I think they were up by 19 at one point. I'm not entirely sure. But they were up big. And the Wildcats clawed back in it. And they've kept it close now after closing that gap. Some really great play in the first half by Travis Betron for the Wildcats. And Randall James is a sharpshooter from outside for the Wildcats to help pull them back. Shot too strong, rebounded by Richardson. And here's the Thunder up over the top. Nice find to Washington. And there's no foul call. Washington looks at the ref and said, "Are you kidding me?" I tend to agree with him. But the result is the other way. Betron down in the corner to James. James, he likes to get his man on the floor, spins away, unable to square up after he did a little spin move to get around P.J. Mason. Deep shot by Betron, no good. Rebounded up by Nathaniel Thomas III. And the Wildcats refuse to go away. Still only down by 3 now, 63-60. And there's Betron with the steal. We got a two-on-one break mishandled. That allows the defense to get back, but Betron's able to clean it up finally. They dodge a bit of a bullet on that one. I've got Betron with 15 on the game. Nice slash and finish by Kedrick Whittington. Beautiful day here in South Carolina. You wouldn't know it being in the gym. I actually love this gym, and I do apologize that the video is a bit yellow because just the lighting in the gym is just something we have to compensate for. But I love these old gyms all over the country. I have not been in this gym previously. Well, I may have been in this gym before. 2 shots going to the line. Florence still trailing by 3. And I believe that's going to send Kedrick Whittington to the line. Whittington's first shot drops, uses all of the rim, and then some. He's got another one coming. So he can cut it to 2 with this shot. I'm sorry, he can push it out to 4 with this shot. Doesn't matter, it's a moot point. Second shot rims out, no good. Going the other way now. Nice little crossover dribble. Defense recovers. Drive. Nice block on the inside, clean. Defense swarming, almost a turnover. Tracked down by Jarvis Williams. Richardson, shuffle pass. Quincy Washington not able to finish in traffic. Veteran shot off the side of the rim. Mason to Richardson. Richardson stops, pops, good. James Richardson. As I said before, he can get hot. P.J. Mason, ball slapped away. A lot of pinballing of the ball around there. Mason ends up with it, drives, holds it out, can't finish. There's a lot of physicality going on there. Mason on the floor. Richardson ends up with it over the top and good by James Richardson. We've got 8 on the day by Richardson now. Drive, kick. Wildcats looking to find space. Ball knocked away, gathered by Veteran. Looked like it was knocked up, but I'm on the far end of the floor. And the Wildcats come up with it. Thunder just kind of standing around. Just nothing working inside, though. Richardson out on the run. Almost from the same spot he got it before, but the follow-up cleaned up by Kedrick Whittington with the bucket. We got a timeout on the floor as they want to talk things over. You're watching the ECBL here on netcastsports.com. I am Marcus Shockley. You're watching Florence. The Florence Wildcats on the road against the Carolina Thunder. Carolina Thunder based in Latta, South Carolina. And Florence, of course, based in Florence, South Carolina, just down the road. Heated rivalry between these two teams. Last year we broadcast from Florence in the Pearl Moore Gymnasium. Today we're broadcasting from Latta. So I believe this is the first pair of South Carolina teams we've done this year. We were making some round robin games with the teams in North Carolina. We're going to have the primetime players, another team from South Carolina, coming up in the next couple of weeks. I think in 2 weeks, so you'll definitely want to catch that in Bank Street. First time we've broadcast primetime this year. Reigning champions, reigning defending champions, multiple reigning defending champions. As Randall James inbounds now to Brandon McQueen. McQueen running the point. McQueen looked like he was trying to probe the defense, not able to get in there anywhere. And turnover. Williams, oh, nice find by Jarvis Williams. Finds Demetrius Richardson. Just a bullet pass in traffic on the run. I mean, you have to be ready for the pass, so I don't want to take anything away from Richardson on to be able to catch and finish, but that pass by Jarvis Williams on the move is just spectacular. Travis Betron now up against Washington. Betron with a far call, and he's going to draw the foul way outside. I believe that's going to result in 3. And I think we may have a timeout on the floor. So both teams going to get a chance to talk it over. We'll be back in just a moment here on netcastsports.com. We're back here in the third. A lot of South Carolina. Level set here. I was telling you just before the break, there's a rivalry between Florence and the Thunder. Now, let's be honest. A lot of times, people will tell you, "Oh, this is a rivalry game. This is a rivalry game," but they're just trying to build up hype. This really is a rivalry game. It's actually one of my favorite games to do of the year because of that very reason. They're, divisional teams. Both teams with management that has been around for a few years. They don't play that far from each other. A lot of these guys know each other. Some of them live near each other. This is definitely a rivalry. The communities know them. There's a nice finish by James Richardson. Coming on strong now. 10 points now for Richardson. With that dunk, that little alley. Five minutes to play here in the third. Carolina getting what they want there.
Rebound by the Wildcats. In the corner for three. This is the French roll.
So Thunder still holding on to that lead. 76-67. Block underneath the basket by Inange. He does a little Euro step up, drops it in good. Michael Inanga. Florence they're just staying where they can strike, but not able to get over the hump. In order for Florence to get back into this for real, they're going to have to get some defensive stops, and they can't have that happen. Jarvis Williams just spinning to the basket inside the guard, getting another bucket. Feed inside, and Randall James was a bucket, but this is the thing about the Wildcats. It's good that they're getting buckets and staying close, only down by 7, but you don't want to be just trading baskets when you're down by 3 possessions. Now here's a good opportunity for the Wildcats, and then they turn it over. And I believe I think they're saying that may stay with the Wildcats. I could not see down the baseline, down the sideline, what the referee's call was. That would be a break for the Wildcats. It looked to me like it went off of a Wildcat player, but they're going to keep it. So see if they can't work into that lead. Feed inside. Smaller player trying to go up against the post players inside, unsuccessful. Brandon McQueen tried to go inside, and you got to head it to the Wildcats, really trying to play tough defense on the perimeter outside, but they're called for the foul as Josh Calhoun is knocked to the floor. .320 left in the third. We got some moisture on the floor. The players are trying to do their best to wipe it up. Those long-time listeners will know that one of my pet peeves is that there's no towel in the gym at any time. And I stand corrected. Someone has produced a towel of some sort. There's a box of hoodies behind me. I don't want to offer them up, though. They're not my hoodies, but I believe they would be quite absorbent. But it looks like they've got the situation under control. You're watching the East Coast Basketball League here on netcastsports.com. I am Marcus Shockley, bringing you the East Coast Basketball League now for the third year. Try to rotate around and get as many different teams as we can during the year. It's not always easy because of the distance between the teams. This is a regional league. The East Coast Basketball League stretches from Georgia all the way up to Virginia. And that, while you may be saying, well, that's only 3 states. It's a significant distance for minor leagues to travel between, especially with back-to-backs such as this one, a 3 to 5 hour car ride. It can be daunting, especially some road trips require overnight stay. So the Hampton Roads Warriors lost on the road yesterday to Rowan County. That is a pretty good drive for them, about 5+ hours one way for Hampton to come down. So, if it's a single day, that could be really tough. The Winston-Salem Wolves will be traveling up to Hampton next Saturday. So they'll have to make that same trek up to the Hampton Roads area, the Chesapeake and Portsmouth area, to Granby High School. Now, Wildcats dish it outside, kind of a helter-skelter play, looking to get something open. Deep, outside shot, James, he can hit that shot. Rims off. Rebounded by Inanga. No good. Inanga goes in there flying, really does a good job keeping himself from getting injured. As he went in with good timing, but almost landed over the shoulder of one of the Thunder players and caught himself on the way down. 78-71, we've been stuck on this score for a bit here. 2:30 left here in the third. Thunder looking to add to that lead now, try to build back up. Had a huge lead earlier on, don't have it now. Rebounded by James. Wildcats going the other way. James driving, kicks outside. Shot rims out, no good by Inanga. There's the Thunder going back to the other direction. Josh Calhoun with the ball, running point. Inanga actually swiped at the ball, knocked it loose, and here's James with the run out. And James with the reverse slam, Randall James. Nice poke away by Inanga. Inanga, the big man, guarding the much smaller guard, poked the ball away, and that Randall James just swooped in there, grabbed it, broke away for the dunk. The reverse dunk. I've got 17 points down unofficially for Randall James in this game. And he's just coming on. Randall James, and earlier on in the first half, Travis Betron was really pouring into buckets. He's had made a little bit of noise here in the third, but it's been Randall James and Inanga recently. Floater, no good. Wildcats. Now this is the same rim that the Wildcats are having trouble on the other end. That looked like goaltending for my end, and that's what they're going to call it. And that is a break now for the Wildcats. Well, I don't know if it's so much a break. It might have gone down. He knocked it away. But 78-75 now, still trailing by 3. You really feel like the momentum has been going in favor of the Wildcats for quite some time. Still trail by 3. So Thunder can do some work here. Jarvis Williams calling out instructions to his team, looking to feed it into the post. Didn't really have a seal. Turns, went back over his right shoulder, rebounded by Inanga. And he loses the handle, goes sliding out of bounds dangerously. And he seems to be okay. The end result is we have 1:03 on the clock. And Thunder would really like to get a bucket here to kind of get off of this drought. Close this third period out. 52 seconds now. Rebounded by Inanga. He's just been really a force in the paint. Scoop shot, good by Brandon McQueen. Inanga has really been a major factor in this third period with his presence in the post. Big block now by Brandon McQueen. It just looks like, even though they're down by 1, Florence is just flying the ball a lot better right now. Thunder have got to find their energy level and heading into this fourth period. Jarvis Williams with a deep 3. That'll be an injection they need. 81-77 now. 20 seconds, and there's some unpleasantness on the floor here. And it looks like there's a punch thrown. And unfortunately, I wasn't paying attention, looking down at my scoring sheet. And I believe Rayford Boykin, number 7 for the Florence Wildcat, has left the floor. I don't know if he's been escorted off the floor. They just walked by my table. They've gone outside. So right now we've got a stoppage in play. And the officials are going to discuss things and see what's going on. So while they talk things over, we've got 20 seconds left on the clock. We've got a quarter to go here in Lada, South Carolina. I am Marcus Shockley with Netcast Sports. You're watching Florence Wildcats and Carolina Thunder. Heated rivalry, and the refs are going to talk things over. I see that Rayford Boykin is coming back on the floor. We're going to see what the scenario is. The referees start talking things over. So still quite a bit of discussion going on. And I'm not clear. It's 20 seconds left on the floor, on the clock. Unfortunately, I'm on the far end of the floor, so I can't give a lot of insight on what's being said at the other end. Several people leaving the floor now on that end. I think trying to calm things down. There's something, maybe some discussion or something going on out in the hallway. So we're going to break away for just a moment. We'll be back. 20 seconds left on the clock. Thunder 81, Florence 77. We're going to come back in just a moment. So looks like we got everything resolved. We're back in action here. The Wildcats with the ball. I believe we've gotten some jostling of our camera, so we're going to work on the colorization a bit, see if we can't help you guys out. And that is going to do it for the third quarter. We're going to take a break. We'll come back with the fourth right now. I believe it's 81-60. Thunder up over Florence. I don't think that's correct at all. So we'll get all this straightened out. We'll be back in just a moment. All right, everybody, we're back. 81-80. fourth quarter here between Thunder and Florence here in East Coast Basketball League action. And as I told you at the top of the broadcast, unfortunately, if your screen looks yellow, it is because the gym is quite yellow with the lights. But you get used to it when you're sitting in here, but you may not get used to it if you're watching it at home. So at any rate, Thunder push it back out to 3. Florence has never led in this game, despite closing it to so close over and over. Shot by McQueen, no good. And the ball slapped away out of bounds. That's going to send Jarvis Williams to the line. And this is where Thunder can really take advantage. You know, they've led throughout this game, and hitting your free throws here is critical. Jarvis Williams with a chance to continue to push the lead. Hits the first one. Second shot coming. And with that second shot, I've got Williams down with 9 points on the day. And right now, Thunder doing what they need to do to stay in front in this one, 87-83 with 10:20 left in the fourth. Wildcats, you know, we've got to get some defensive stops, and they've done so earlier in the game, but it's just not been at the right time. You know, they can't ever close it out when they really have the opportunity to tie or take the lead. Feed inside, nice idea. A lot of bodies on the floor, and Anga and it looks like P.J. Mason is still down here on this end of the floor. Battle inside and a score by Florence, and the bench erupts in elation as that cuts the lead back to 2. Here's a chance for Florence to take the lead for the first time in the game. Shot is blocked. And that is going to stay with the Wildcats. They only trail by 1. 9:20 left here in the fourth. And it has to be a really good feeling for them to know that after trailing by the entire game, and at one point by almost 20 points, here's Ananga with the ball. Driving, scoop over his head. No good. Putback is good. Nathaniel Thomas III with the bucket, and the first lead of the game for the Florence Wildcats. Feed inside, no foul, but P.J. Mason makes it anyway. Probably should have gotten a call, but that puts the Thunder back up in front, 89-88 now. Stoppage of play. The Thunder with the lead and the ball. Florence led momentarily for the first time in the game at 88-87, but now Thunder have retaken a 1-point lead. Richardson driving. He's got some space. Up over the top. No good. Short arms it. Rebounded by Thomas. And Thomas in trouble in the backcourt, trying to get around Richardson. Is going to get a call. Finally gets across the line. Does a little curling kneel impression to get the ball up. And they're going to call a walk after all that. And he's laughing. I felt that was a dazzling display of artistry. So Thunder back with the ball in the lead, driving. Oh, nobody gets in front of Jarvis Williams, and he just goes to, too strong off the back of the rim. Williams with it again, feeds inside. No good. Big block by James. Up and good as Kendrick Whittington stays with it. Whittington with 11 so far on this one. Again, these are not the official totals, so read the box score later. Don't claim it's wrong. The box score will be right. This is just my unofficial count. Feed inside and good by Betron. Jarvis Williams is just so quick. Feeds it over the top to Washington. Washington almost couldn't handle it. And Inanga was right there with the defense. Good defense by Michael Inanga. And Inanga has been he hasn't piled up a ton of points, but defensively he's been very stout inside. And he's really made it extremely difficult for the Thunder to score anywhere around the hoop. There's Richardson pulling up. Tried to find P.J. Mason. Shot was too and Anga had a great idea of a baseball pass full court to James. The ref said, nope, got to get it for me first. Would have been a beautiful play, but Florence now still trailing by 1, 7:25 left in this one. Thomas will bring it up. Thunder just really trying to create some havoc with their defense. And they do. Turnover. Washington, he's got Richardson. Finds him. Probably waited too late to get the ball up. Back and forth, two-man game. There's no payoff for either player. Washington actually threw himself to the floor. Randall James up. No good. The bench is just ready to erupt here on Florence. They're just dying for one of these shots to go down so they can retake this lead. 6:47 left to go. And there's going to be a foul on the sideline. It might go against Inanga on P.J. Mason. Guarding P.J. Mason. Richardson shot, no good. Rebounded by Mason. He tries to go up, but he called for the foul, but it looked like Inanga did a good job of just keeping position. Here's Thomas on the run. Oh, huge chase from behind, blocked there by number 6, Kendrick Whittington. And bodies flying everywhere, and there's going to be a charge on P.J. Mason. Inanga hitting the deck. Inanga has just been frustrating Mason in this game with his defensive presence and just really. There's been a few times where Mason has felt like he got fouled. I believe he may have had, and that's not a statement about Inanga. I think just in general, Mason felt like he got in the post and got fouled. He may have a point, but then there's been other times where he's just been frustrated with great defense, and that was an example of that one right there. So let's level set here. Thunder 91, Florence 90. Back and forth we go here in the fourth. 6:26 left on the clock. You're watching the East Coast Basketball League here on Netcast Sports. You can find a lot of the games and in replay on netcastsports.com. Today's game also being broadcast simultaneously on YouTube. So please check it out however you see fit. Brandon McQueen now bringing the ball up for the Wildcats. He's been the primary ball hunter with the exception of Thomas several times this half. Feed inside. There's going to be a foul. Can't get it to go down for the and one. But that will send Travis Betron to the line with a chance to tie and maybe retake the lead for the Florence Wildcats. So we're getting down to brass tacks here with just over 6 minutes left to go. And Onga right back to the line. So empty trip at first. Second shot, no good there. Another shot, no good. And Florence leaving a lot of points here at the free throw line. They're going to be kicking themselves later if they end up losing this game. Down by one. They've had now three. They went 1 for 4 from the line as Ananga's next shot goes deep. Outside shot is good, and just like that, erased by number 20, Alex Brown. Puts the Thunder back up by 3, so that was a lot of work by Florence to retake the lead, and just like that, Alex Brown's deep three with him hand in his face extends that lead. Now we got a 3-on-none break, and tried the alley from Jarvis Williams to James Richardson. Richardson not able to dunk it down, but able to reach back, grab it, and lay it in. Oh, so gently off the back. Now pushes the lead just like that, back up to 5. Thunder up 96-91. Foul on Michael Ananga about 50 feet from the basket. He's not happy about that call. We've got a media timeout here. Under 6. We've got 5:25 left to play here in the fourth. You're watching Florence and Thunder. Florence on the road versus the Carolina Thunder, interdivisional rivals. Let's go look a little bit at the standings if we can. We'll go over some of the scores from yesterday here in East Coast Basketball League action. The Petersburg Cavaliers fell to the North Carolina Coyotes 107-105. That's the third win in a row for the Coyotes, who play out of Durham. Primetime players continue their winning ways. 5-0 on the season as they down the Augusta Eagles 127-110. Carolina Thunder, the very team you're watching now, played here yesterday, defeating the South Carolina Upstate Redhawks 131-126. So the Thunder coming in 4-0 into this game, undefeated. The Winston-Salem Wolves continue their hot streak at home. Their win over the Carolina Chosen Lions. Chosen Lions playing out of Rocky Mount, North Carolina. Meanwhile, the Rowan County Bulls got a home win over the Hampton Roads Warriors for their first win of the season. Hampton Roads' first loss. And the Fayetteville Panthers got a big win over the Carolina Crusaders, 116-110. All this happened yesterday here in the ECBL. We're back in action here. And today, one of 3 games today. Bang! Go the Wildcats. 96-94. They cut it back to 2. Under 5 to play. Here's Richardson bringing the ball up.
Richardson on the floor. Favorite shot on the rebound. Chase down by the Thunder. Williams wide open. Short on the shot. Rebound by
Thunder really needed a bucket there on that end to try to keep this lead. And here's Wildcats with a chance to retake it. They led briefly a couple of times in this quarter. And there they go to Betron. And just like that, we're all tied up, 96-all. We've played almost everything but the last 4.5 minutes of this one, and we haven't gotten anywhere. So we got a foul inside a hold, and that's going to go against number 6. Javazier Anderson with the foul, a hold in the post. And that's going to send Demetrius Richardson to the line. First shot is good for Richardson. The Thunder with a 1-point lead. Richardson's second shot good. He's got 10 on the day. And those free throws are actually huge at this point, as we're heading towards the 4-minute mark, and only up by 2. Fake outside by McQueen. McQueen stops, and he got hit right in the head. That was clear, and No argument from Demetrius Richardson as he raises his hand and says, yeah, I got him. So now Brandon McQueen with a chance to tie. One more coming. Pulls the Florence Wildcats within one. This one is really looking like it's going to go down to the wire. So I hope you guys stick around and let's see what happens. This is March Madness, guys. And McQueen's second shot is good. And those 2 quick points tie it up again here. Florence wants to get a stop. Thunder looking for buckets. Thunder extending their defense. Knocked away, out of bounds. That is going to stay with the Carolina Thunder. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Deep outside inbound pass to Richardson, and he tosses it over to me. I couldn't get on it in time. I tried to dive on it. 3:39 left in the fourth. We're all tied up at 98 all. 3 games in action today for the East Coast Basketball League. Of course, you're watching one of them. The Augusta Eagles played at 3 o'clock versus the Charlotte Tribe. Oh, huge dunk over the top. Nice by Demetrius Richardson for his 12th point. And that pushes the lead to 100. And our scoreboard can't reflect that correctly, so we'll work on that. Just give us a moment.
Three-pointer in and out, rebound, another putback, no good. Back to the Wildcats, zip in.
So here's the bad news. Here's the bad news. The scoreboard here in the gym does not reflect 100 points. It goes down to 0. So we're at 100 to 100 with 2:34 left. So as you see those zeros, we're tied up at 100. I thought we had a malfunction down here, but it's not. It's actually the scoreboard just doesn't go up over 100. So it looks like it's on the baseline. It's going over to the Wildcats. It's 2:27 left here to go. All right, so let's just settle in here. Javazier Anderson bringing the ball up as we head towards the 2-minute mark. Now both of these teams are probably going to try to be a little bit more careful here because now mistakes are exaggerated. Feedback to Inanga. Nice move. Can't make it. Can't finish. Good rebound. Thunder looking to run. Up, scoop shot. Good for Kedrick Whittington. And that puts the Thunder up 102 to 100 now. Deep outside shot by the Wildcats. No good. Rebounded by Whittington. I'm sorry. Is that? Yeah, that is Whittington. Drive. Whittington again slashing back to back. Same side, same move. Whittington. 15 points on the day for Whittington. Oh, that shot careens off the side. 136. Getting a little wild now for Florence. Feet outside. Washington shot no good. Chased down. Richardson out to Brown's shot no good now. Ball knocked around. Florence getting a little ragged, and there's a timeout on the floor. Florence a little dejected after battling back multiple times to tie it up 100-100. Now trail by 4, 104 to 100. $120 left in this one. You're watching the East Coast Basketball League. So that gives me a chance to go over what I know. Let's see what I know about today's scores. We'll see. And I am trying to get up-to-date information. Of course, the only score I have for sure is the one here. And then I earlier gave the Crusaders and Wolves score. Well, I guess I'm not going to guess on the scores. I'm just going to enjoy the action here. 1:13 on the clock. Our cameraman is getting too excited. He's not getting down in the corner there. Drive over the top. Nice move to try to get around Ananga, but can't finish. Good defense by Ananga not to foul. Just over a minute to play. Wildcats, they really need to make something happen here. Drive to the inside, goes to his right, feeds it back. Should have probably kept it. Nganga over the top. Nice reverse play. Just a reverse layup for him. Hasn't had a burst of offense today, but he's really come through big, and that was one of the moments. Jarvis Williams doing some deft ball handling, gets the ball up, and he's going to draw the foul. Good move by Jarvis Williams to get himself to the line. With 41 seconds left to play. Big shot coming for Williams. Careens off the side of the rim. An MVP of the moment, Kedrick Whittington, has retrieved a towel and is taking care of some moisture. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is my personal play of the game, is Kedrick Whittington taking it upon himself to go and keep players healthy. Don't at me. Second shot by Williams, surprisingly, goes off the, man, the Wildcats just kind of stood around, but finally we're able to corral it. 36 seconds left to go. Wildcats got to get into their offense quickly here. Drive over the top, Betron, no good, or big rebound. Kedrick Whittington up, and we have a timeout on the floor by Sebastian Page. He's like, what are you guys doing? Kedrick Whittington is down here laughing like he thought he had it. So we're going to talk things over, level set, 104 to 102, 22 seconds left on the clock. Kedrick Whittington now going out there. This is MVP level stuff, guys. He's getting out there and talking to the refs right now, making sure that he gets on their good side with this last 20 seconds left. You don't want to make an enemy of the ref in the last minute. Now, me personally, I try to make friends with the refs, and I don't wait till game day. I try to take them out to dinner weeks before. You know, like if I hear a guy might become a ref and he lives in my city, I'll take him out to dinner and say, hey, if you ever become a ref, remember this dinner, because someday you may ref one of my games. This is some good inside. This is some good inside strategy I'm giving you guys. I should really be charging you for it. In other words, just like you scout high school players, try to scout them for the future, you scout refs too. All right. 104 to 102. I know it says 4-2 on the scoreboard, but ignore that and use your imagination. And here we go. 22 seconds. Wildcats scrambling for the ball, and they're going to foul, and Jarvis Williams is going to hit the deck. I think he was fouled a little harder than Javazier Anderson meant. He rushed over there to try to help him up, and that's going to send Williams back to the line. He just went 0 for 2 just a moment ago, so he's looking for a little bit of redemption here. Would love to get at least 1, but 2 would be huge. And that ball dances around the entire rim before dropping in for Jarvis Williams. And Anga takes it right off the rim. They're still only up by 3. And Anga outside to McQueen. McQueen back to James. I'd like to see James try to get freed up for a shot. And they're going to call timeout on the Wildcats. Thunder thought they had stolen the ball. We have 4 seconds on the clock. basically what we had the exact amount of time for is a dramatic finish, ladies and gentlemen. Now, if you excuse me, there's a dance break going on, and I need to be over there. I see a bunch of kids over there getting their jam on. I'm going to go join them. I'll be back in just a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been told there's an age limit for the dancing. I think I made the cut. 4 seconds on the clock. 3-point differential. Thunder. Up by that 3-point differential. Wildcats, they need a bucket here, and they need it to be a 3. James the inbound, so of course he looked like he's probably going to be the guy that hopes to get loose after he inbounds the ball and gets free on a curl or something like that. Deep shot, no good. Chased down by Metro, and that is going to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, 105-102. Thunder hold on for the win over the Florence Wildcats. Thunder remain undefeated, 5-0 on the season. Florence unfortunately fall to 1-4. So they've got to go back to the drawing board and figure out what they can do. And that's going to do it from Latta, South Carolina. Thank you for joining us here.